Welcome to the Morning English Podcast. Listen, learn, and speak English daily.
Right now, your brain might be doing something a little frustrating.
Oh, yes. That happens sometimes.
You spend months or maybe even years learning new English words.
Right. You study all the vocabulary, you learn the simple grammar.
But then, when it is time to actually speak, your brain just yells, "Say something."
And your mouth just says, no thank you.
Exactly. It is like you just freeze completely.
Yes, you freeze. And that is a very heavy, frustrating feeling.
Welcome to today's deep dive. That just means we are going to look very closely at how to fix this problem.
Yes, we are so happy you are here.
We want to help you feel safe and comfortable today.
We really do. This practice is going to be easy, and it is going to be very useful for your daily life.
You can absolutely do this.
You really can, don't worry.
Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more easy English lessons.
Yes, please do. So let's talk about why we freeze when we try to speak English.
Yeah, why does that happen? I mean, I know the words in my head.
It is because of something we call the translation trap.
The translation trap, what is that, exactly?
Well, when someone says hello, you hear the English words first.
Right, I hear them.
Then your brain translates those words into your native language.
Oh, I see. I change it to my own language in my head.
Exactly. Then you think of your answer in your native language.
And then I have to translate my answer back into English.
Yes. And then finally you speak.
Wow, that is 4 steps. That takes so much time.
It takes too much time. By the time you are ready to speak, the other person has already walked away.
Yeah, the conversation is over. That is so tiring for the brain.
It is very tiring. It uses up all your mental energy.
So how do we stop translating in our heads?
We have to make direct contact.
Direct contact, what does that mean?
It means we connect the English word directly to the real object.
Oh, really? Can you give me an example of that?
Sure. Think about an apple.
Okay, I am thinking about a red apple.
Good. When you hear the word apple, you should just see the red fruit in your mind.
I shouldn't think of the word for apple in my own language.
No, do not translate it. Just feel the apple, taste the sweet apple, and think apple.
That makes a lot of sense. So hear the English word and see the real picture.
Exactly. Direct contact.
But that sounds a little hard to do all the time.
It can be hard at first. That is why we start very, very small.
I like small steps. Big steps are too scary.
Yes. Do not try to talk about science or politics on your first day.
Right. I cannot talk about the meaning of life in a new language.
No. We start with simple, everyday things.
Like what?
Like saying, where are my keys?
Oh, where are my keys? I say that every morning.
See? It is very natural. Or you could say, I need water.
I need water. Yes, very simple and real.
Exactly. We use simple, physical things. This coffee is hot.
This coffee is hot. I like that. So we start small.
Yes, we start with a tiny English moment.
A tiny English moment. That sounds very nice. How long is a tiny moment?
Just 5 to 10 minutes a day.
Wait, really? Just 5 minutes?
Yes, just 5 minutes of thinking only in English.
I think everyone has 5 minutes, even busy people.
Exactly. You don't need to study for 3 hours.
3 hours is too much. So what do I do during these 5 minutes?
First, just look around your room.
Okay, I am looking around my room right now.
And just name the things you see in English.
Just the names like desk.
Yes.
Desk.
Window.
Perfect. Window.
Phone.
Cup.
Exactly. No big sentences. Just the words.
That is very easy. I can do that.
Then you can make it a little bit harder.
Okay, what is the next step?
You talk about your actions as you do them.
Oh, like when I am doing things in my house.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you were in the kitchen making breakfast.
I can say, I'm boiling water.
Yes. I am boiling water.
I am cutting bread.
Perfect. You match the English words to your real physical actions.
So the English word connects to the action. Direct contact.
You got it. Direct contact again.
And I can do this when I am all alone, right?
Yes. Doing it alone is actually the best way.
Because if I talk to my bread in the kitchen with other people around, they might think I am a little crazy.
That happens sometimes. But when you are alone, you feel safe.
Right. There is nobody listening. I do not feel nervous.
Exactly. You have no fear of people judging you.
So talking to myself is a good thing.
It is a very good thing. It builds your confidence.
Good choice. I will talk to myself in the shower.
The shower is a perfect place. You can say, I am taking a shower.
I am washing my hair.
Yes. And here's another really great trick you can try.
Oh, I love tricks. Tell me.
Change the language on your cell phone to English.
Change my phone to English. Wow, that sounds a little scary.
It might be scary for the first day.
Yeah, I might not find my alarm clock.
Don't worry. You will learn very quickly.
Because I look at my phone like 50 times a day.
Yes, you do. And you will naturally learn useful words.
Words like, battery,
Yes, battery. And settings?
settings, storage, alarm.
Exactly. You learn these words without even trying.
It just becomes part of my daily life.
Yes, it becomes a natural habit.
Okay, so I am practicing my tiny English moments. And my phone is in English. I am not translating in my head anymore.
That is fantastic progress.
But, there's still a problem.
Oh. What is the problem?
When I actually open my mouth to speak to a real person,
Yes.
my mouth feels very heavy. The words come out all wrong.
Ah, yes, that's a great question. Why does the mouth feel heavy?
Yeah. My brain knows the words, but my mouth is confused.
That is because speaking is a physical skill.
A physical skill, like playing a sport.
Exactly like playing a sport or playing the guitar.
Oh, wow. I never thought about it like that.
Yes. Your lips, your tongue, your jaw, they are all muscles.
Right. They are physical muscles.
And your muscles are used to your native language.
They move the same way they have moved for my whole life.
Yes. So when you try to speak English, your mouth has to move in brand new ways.
Oh, so my mouth just does not know the new dance yet.
That is a beautiful way to say it. Your mouth needs to become flexible.
A flexible mouth. I like that. How do I get a flexible mouth?
You have to exercise those muscles. The first way is reading out loud.
Just reading a book out loud.
Yes. Take a simple English story and read it out loud for 5 minutes.
Okay. Should I read fast?
No. Read slowly. Feel how your mouth moves.
Notice where I make mistakes.
Exactly. If a word is hard to say, just stop and say it again.
Like stretching a muscle that feels tight.
Exactly like that. And there is a second exercise that is very powerful.
Oh, please show it.
It is called shadowing.
Shadowing, like a shadow on the ground.
Yes, exactly. You listen to an English speaker, maybe on a video or audio,
Okay, I listen to them.
and you repeat what they say immediately, just 1 second behind them.
Oh, so if they say, hello, how are you?
You say, hello, how are you? Right after them,
Yeah.
like their shadow.
That sounds fun, but also a little hard.
It takes practice,
Yeah.
but it helps you learn the natural rhythm of English.
The rhythm.
Yeah.
The music of the language.
Yes, you copy their speed, and you copy when they stop to breathe.
So I do not have to think about what words to use.
No, you just focus 100% on moving your mouth.
I actually tried something like this once. I recorded my own voice.
Oh, really? How did it go?
Well, I listened to the recording and I sounded like a tired potato.
Oh, no. A tired potato.
Yeah, it was really bad. I did not like hearing my own voice in English.
That happens sometimes. Everyone hates hearing their own voice at first.
It is so painful. Why should we record ourselves if it feels bad?
Because it is the only way to hear your real progress.
Progress. So hearing myself get better.
Yes. When you practice your flexible mouth, the changes are very small.
I might not feel the changes.
Right. But if you record yourself on day 1 and then on day 30,
I can listen to both recordings and compare them.
exactly, you will hear that you are speaking smoother and faster.
Okay, I will try to be brave and record myself.
Good choice. It really, really helps.
So we have direct contact. We have a flexible mouth.
Yes. You are preparing very well.
But what about when I talk to a real person and I make a big mistake?
Ah, the fear of mistakes. That is the biggest wall for learners.
It is. I am so scared of sounding silly.
Many people are. So they stay quiet. They say nothing.
Because if you say nothing, you make no mistakes.
Right. But if you wait for your English to be perfect, you will never speak.
That is so true. Perfect never comes.
And here is a secret. Making mistakes is actually a good thing.
A good thing, really.
Yes. Mistakes are a brain trick to help you remember.
Wait, how does making a mistake help me remember?
Let's use a funny example. Sometimes people confuse the words bored and boring.
Oh, yes. I am bored versus I am boring. That is a big difference.
A very big difference.
Yeah.
If you say, I am bored, it means you have nothing to do.
Right. But if you say, I am boring.
It means you are not an interesting person and you make everyone go to sleep.
Oh, no. That is so embarrassing to say.
Yes. Imagine you are at a party and you tell a new friend, I am boring.
Oh, my face would turn red. I would be so embarrassed.
But that embarrassed feeling is exactly why it works.
Really?
Yes. Your brain feels that strong emotion.
Oh, because I'm surprised and embarrassed.
Yes. And your brain says, wow, this is important. I will never forget this.
Oh, wow. So the emotion acts like a strong glue in my memory.
Exactly. If you read the rule in a book, you might forget it tomorrow.
But if I say it wrong at a party, I will remember it forever.
Yes. So, do not worry about mistakes. They make your English stronger.
Okay, I feel better about mistakes now.
Good. You are doing great.
But sometimes when someone asks me a question, I just need more time to think.
Yes, conversations move very fast.
How do I get more time without just standing there looking confused?
You can use something called a sentence frame.
A sentence frame, like a picture frame.
Sort of. It is a simple, ready-to-use piece of a sentence.
Like what? Can you give me an example?
Sure. A good frame is, I usually do this because.
Oh, I usually do this because, and then I just fill in the blank.
Exactly. You do not have to build the whole sentence from zero.
But the frame is already built for me.
Yes. It saves your brain so much energy.
What is another good one?
The main reason is?
The main reason is? That sounds very natural.
It is very natural. And you can also use filler phrases.
Filler phrases? What are those?
They're little words you say when you need to buy some time to think.
Like saying, or,
Yes, but even better, you can say, let me think.
Oh, let me think. That is a very good phrase.
Or you can say, that is a good point.
That is a good point. It tells the other person I am still listening.
Yes, and it gives you 3 or 4 seconds to find your English words.
It is like a pause button. I love that. Let me think.
Exactly. Try using it tomorrow.
This has been so helpful. We covered a lot of really good things today.
We really did. Let's do a quick review.
Yes, let's review some of the useful phrases we talked about today.
Great idea. First, we talked about starting small in your room.
Yes, just saying things like, where are my keys?
Perfect. Where are my keys?
Or describing what you are doing. I am boiling water.
Good. I am boiling water. I am taking a shower.
I am taking a shower. These are our tiny English moments.
Yes. And we learned to buy time in a conversation.
Right, by saying, let me think.
Let me think. Or, that is a good point.
That is a good point. These are so simple, but so useful.
They really are. They help you speak smoothly and calmly.
I feel so much more relaxed about speaking English now.
That makes me very happy. You do not need big, difficult words to communicate.
No, just small words, a flexible mouth, and a little bravery to make mistakes.
Yes, embrace the mistakes. They are your best teachers.
And if you sound like a tired potato sometimes, that is perfectly okay.
It is completely okay. You're getting better every single day.
Before we go, we just want to say thank you to our amazing listeners.
Yes, thank you so much for joining our practice today.
We truly appreciate your support. You are doing a wonderful job.
Tell us in the comments, what is one object in your room right now?
Oh, I love that. Name one object in English in the comments below.
Yes, we love reading your messages. It is so fun to see your practice.
Don't forget to subscribe for more easy and fun English lessons.
Yes, please do. And give this video a like if it helped you today.
Share it with someone who wants to improve their English. Maybe a friend or family member.
Practice together. It is always better with a friend.
And you can watch more full practice videos on our channel. We have lots of them.
We are always here to help you.
Until next time, keep practicing and enjoy your morning.
You can do this. Bye for now.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a peaceful day.